Rob Grimes with the IFPTA, and it's my pleasure today to have a conversation with Nadav Solomon, the president and founder of Tabit Technologies and one of our newest global industry partner members. So welcome, Nadav.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure being part of this organization and being here today.
You know, the environment in the U.S., the economic climate, has just been going up and down and it moves around. People talk about recession. I don't know if we're going to have a recession. Sometimes I talk to people in the industry and they say their sales and counts are up, in it. Some of them are benefiting from some of the COVID-led initiatives like curbside or delivery, especially, by the way, in the full service and hotel market, where nobody ever thought that they could deliver to somebody's house, those kinds of meals. So there's some advantage in there. How do you see, the technology playing a role going forward? And let's not just talk restaurants, but restaurants and hotels when you have a volatile, environment.
Yeah, so it's, again, making decision based on numbers, not just gut feelings. The margins shrinking and the experience is different. And as you mentioned, curbside and hotels, and you know what? Let's take the hotels, for example, lodging. When I go to an hotel, I just came back from HD Next. I was one of the speakers there in Miami. It was an amazing event that Hospitality Technology put, and very interesting insights. And one of the things that people ask me there is, what is so unique about hotel business? For me, when I travel, I trust the hotel operators with everything. I don't know when I go there what to expect, right? So for me, when I go to a new country, whether it's for business or even in the States or whatever, I trust the hotel for everything I do there. If the hotel will tell me, he's like my I would say my advocate in this place, or my protector. It's a safe place. That's my home for the next week. Am I right? Okay, now
Absolutely.
Think about it. Let's tackle this from two angles. The first angle would be, what would happen when you open the door and you see delivery couriers walking around with bags because someone ordered food? I don't know these people. I don't like it. I don't know the quality of the food I'm receiving there. I don't like the trash bags outside of the rooms, because that's a part of the things that we experienced through COVID. And that hotel that couldn't offer before any online ordering solutions, with Tabit, you can do that. So with Tabit, another angle, because I trust this hotel, I want the hotel to tell me who are their trusted restaurants, both from experience, but also price, and maybe the type of food that I like to do. I like to have.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine you walk into a hotel and you open the room and you see a small QR code or whatever online ordering within their app. And you log in and you see 5 restaurants recommended by the hotel: Japanese, Italian, Peruvian, and whatever. But these restaurants are recommended by the hotel. And you say, look, I'm new in town. I want to reserve a place. Yes, definitely you can go to Open Table. But you want the hotel to take care of you. So now you have these concierge services, because the hotel referring his guest, can make money out of it and leads to a specific restaurant you collaborated with, also making sure the quality is in place. You can order the food, reserve a table, everything from the customer, the guest app or landing page or whatever it is. Charge the check on your room. Make a room charge on the same folio. So
Even if they're going outside.
Going outside hotel, whether they order food from this restaurant or they reserve a table over there, it's a one solution, one customer journey. And all of a sudden, the hotel became the patrons with these restaurants, and they're offering one whole experience for their guests.
A lot of people talk about the customer journey, but they also talk about the customer ecosystem when a person travels, which you've just brought up. And you have actually essentially during this conversation tied in, the restaurants, the hotels. You did tie in retail because you have that experience in there as well. And when you consider and you've used the word experience quite a bit, that when somebody is experiencing the hospitality industry, it sounds like your approach to Tabit from its start to where it is today to where it's going to be tomorrow is really to cover the customer journey and provide a complete experience, both for the operators who may be connected together, but as well as the guest.
Correct. I think that that's what's unique about the new world. We can cook food at home, we can order food, but at the end of the day, we're looking to experience things, especially post-COVID is a terrible thing. Was a terrible thing, it still is. And a lot of people died, we lost a lot of people. And I think one thing changed in all of us globally. We understand that life is short, we want to experience things, and we want to maximize the time we spend in each one of these experiences. So I believe now the competition in the market for the restaurant and the hotel is how to elevate to the extreme and maximize this experience. You get someone for 2 hours if you're a restaurant, or you get someone for 3-4 days if you're a hotel. Now, how you maximize it, and only technology can help you bridge this gap. And Tabit want to be that provider. It
enables it in there. At the end of the day, though, we still are operating. We still need those guest connections, but behind it, you have to have something to help to enable, 100%. Your ability to do it, to deliver.
100%. We taking into account the fact that restaurateurs and hotel operators, everyone, already invested a lot in creating this experience. The only one thing we need to do is to help them free enough time with their guests to enable that. That's our job.
So a last question for you. You joined the IFBTA in a big way, actually becoming, a global industry partner member. And, why did you join the IFBTA? Why did you feel that it was the right place for Tabit?
I think there should be a place. There are many forums, and we're part of a lot of them. And what we liked about IFBTA, it's a place where leading vendors, meeting leading operators with the right mentorship. I think it's all about creating a network of people discussing the future of technology in the hospitality business. And what I like about it is your mentorship, both to the vendors and the operators and the groups, and I would say the structure of the IFBTA, the reach, the enrichment. Everything you guys do is very appreciated. And for us, which is, I would say, we experience many forums around the globe. I believe that IFBTA is one of the best ones. And I think that we're just starting. There is a lot to do now.
There's a lot of opportunity. So I actually want to throw in one last question before we conclude. So do you enjoy music?
Did my mom tell you to ask me this? So I used to play tuba for 7 years, bass and guitar. Yeah, I love music.
Were you in an orchestra?
Yes.
If you're playing tuba, you're either in a marching band or you're in an orchestra, right?
So and I actually played with Jimmy Reynolds a couple of times.
Very good. So just before I make a comment about that, your mother. So you did explain to your mother, and I had this same issue with my mother. I could explain to her all day long what I did, but she never really understood. She would keep coming back to understanding who my clients were, and she understood the names in the industry. And I know you spent time talking about the cloud and explaining that and how it all fits together, but does she still ask you what you do?
No. We already, she lives. They live in Israel, and they see Tabit all around them, and they're always giving feedback. We want this, we want that in the product. So it's really cool. It's really cool.
So just before we wrap up, so the reason why I asked you about the music is we're having this conversation. I'm watching you, talk about what's going on here, and I really know that we started, with your background in the Israeli military as a commander, and we talked about control, which kept up a number of things, and then we talked about, giving it, talking to the operator who needs to control what they're doing. But what really occurs to me is it's really maybe you've shifted from being, the commander in control to being the conductor, because in reality, what you're doing is you are using a orchestra or a marching band piece. What you really have is so many parts and pieces in so many different sections, including the tuba section, by the way, that you've got the chef, you've got the food, you got the customer,
Right.
you got the delivery, you got the hotel. You have all these different pieces, but Tabit and your approach is really as the conductor, pulling them all together into the experience that the audience or the guest gets to have. And that's what I see, and what I'm hearing from you in describing what it is you've done and how you got there. Nadav, I really want to thank you for joining us today. Your leadership within Tabit, bringing it to the United States from Israel. And it's just a pleasure to have Tabit as the IFBTA's newest global industry partner member. And again, it's been great speaking with Nadav Solomon, who is the founder and the president of Tabit Technologies. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Rob. Looking forward to meeting you again in person. Thank you all.